Hey everyone, welcome back to Vital Healing. I'm Dr. Candida Schwartz. I'm a naturopathic doctor as well as an intuitive healer. Today we are going to talk about perimenopause and postmenopause to some degree, but we're going to talk about the symptoms that kind of come up, how to deal with some of the symptoms that come up when we are struggling with during perimenopause, this very pivotal time in a woman's life that can be very, very uncomfortable. So this is going to be the first in a three-part series about hormones, and I'll talk a little bit at the end about what the other two videos are going to be about. So the first thing that I wanted to say before we start anything, if you are on hormones already, if you're on any kind of supplements that might interact with your hormones, if you have a personal or a family history of breast cancer, uterine cancer, cervical cancer, ovarian cancer, please talk to your doctor before trying any of these supplements. Okay, I really want to stress that. That is the go-to with anything on my channel. If you're on a lot of medications or have chronic illness or lots going on with you, talk to your doctor before trying any of my stuff. So there, it's been said. Please heed that warning. Okay. All right. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is maca. Maca, horny goat's weed. This is such a great, fantastic, fiery herb, right? It really can wake up the pelvis. It really can wake up the hormones. It can really, specifically testosterone. And we think of maca as, libido. We think of like weight, strength training and things like that, especially for guys or whatever. But it really is. It's great for your adrenal glands. It's very energizing. It's very great for endurance. It's great for libido. It's great to intensify orgasm. It really just kind of fires up that part of your body. It's a really great herb. I was at the smoothie bar the other day, and I heard the owner say to a woman, no, don't add maca to her formula. She's struggling with hot flashes. Jan, or whatever the lady's name was, like, Jan, that's gonna make the hormones worse. Don't add the maca. Don't take maca. It's really, really bad for you if you're perimenopausal. And that might be true if you're getting just like a bulk maca or some kind of random formula that you're picking up at the health food store or whatever, that hasn't been standardized. And what do I mean by standardized? I mean, like, you know exactly how much of the herb you're getting. You know exactly the form of the herb that you're getting in the formula. So what I recommend, and I'm not getting any kickbacks from Feminescence Pro. They're not paying me to endorse their product. I don't know why they would, right? Because I have a very small following on this channel. It wouldn't behoove them to endorse me. Or to hire me to endorse them. I just think it's a fantastic product. It's called Feminescence Pro. And it comes in a formula for women that are trying to get pregnant, for struggling with PMS. It comes in a formula for perimenopause and postmenopause. It even comes in a formula for men. And it's great because it's 13 different phenotypes that have been studied, and each formula has a different balance of these different phenotypes to help support the woman through the different phases of her life. It is a fantastic product. I can't stress it enough. And you are getting some adrenal support. You are getting some energy, which can be really helpful, because so often like hot flashes or just restlessness are keeping women up during perimenopause. Because we've just lost all those, because we're losing all those beautiful hormones, right? So Feminescence Pro, you can use the link below and get 10% off of all of these products, and I'll put them all down in the description. So I do get a little bit of kickback for that, but I'm not like a spokesperson for any of these companies. The second thing that I want to talk about is the lovely herb Vitex. Again, Vitex, what a warm, loving, kind, nourishing, balancing herb. It's again working kind of as an adaptogen. What do I mean by adaptogen? I mean that it knows how to balance all of the hormones. The elders, when I was initially learning about all these herbs, they always told us that originally they just thought that Vitex just bumped up the progesterone in the second half of the cycle, and you should take it in the second half of the cycles to help with PMS and blah blah blah. But actually they're finding more and more as they study the herb and like the biochemistry of the herb, that it's actually really great at saying, oh wow, estrogen, you're really high, we need to lower you, or progesterone, let's bump you up, or whatever. So it just kind of knows how to take the whole hormonal profile that's going on in your body and re-regulate it and bring it to a new homeostasis. And in doing that, that can be really, really helpful to help with those issues that we struggle with perimenopause and postmenopause. Again, Vitex would also be really great for PMS and getting pregnant and fertility and all that too. But so that's why I really like those first two products, is because there's a reason to take them at different times of your life. You just have to be mindful of the formula you're taking. Okay? So those are the first two things that I wanted to talk about. The third thing that I wanted to talk about are just hormone replacements. So our mothers, my mother specifically, did all of those crazy high doses of synthetic hormones, and she ended up dying with cancer, Alzheimer's, osteoporosis. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. Oh gosh, I could tell you so many stories about things that went on with her when she was on those different like estrogen patches with these really, again, high dose pharmaceutical hormones. Just terrible. I mean, just terrible. Okay, so I decided to do a continuing education. We have to have certain continuing education. We have to do a number of units every year to maintain our licenses as doctors. And I did one on hormones, and it was actually a medical doctor, and he was actually a surgeon. And he did a lot of studies about, he did a lot of studying on these different hormones and how to prescribe them. And he ended up getting the nickname Dr. Feelgood because he was just doing tiny little prescriptions of estrogen and progesterone that just gave a little bump, like a little bump. And as he did his studies, and as I even further researched it, it turns out that you're actually lowering some of those risk factors with Alzheimer's and osteoporosis and cancer by having just a tiny, tiny, tiny amount of the hormones. It's like a little just something for the body, like a little gift for the body. Because we lose all of those hormones as we get older. So he actually found that it was protective. I mean, he was telling stories about like giving hormones to men with like prostate cancer and things, which I don't know, that seems a little intense for me. I don't know that I would feel comfortable doing that. But yeah, it was really, really interesting, Dr. Feelgood. So I think for some people, the pharmaceutical low dose estrogen and progesterone can be really helpful depending on what's going on with you, and worth a conversation with your doctor. I also think that the compounded bioidentical formulas, those can be really great. They typically cost a little bit more and your insurance may or may not cover them, but it might be a nice option for you. So that's what I have for you today. I wanted to just address the hormones. And then I'm going to do another video with some tips and different body systems next week that you can look at when you're looking at hormonal imbalances in perimenopause and postmenopause, when the hormones, like you've tried to fix the hormones and it's just making things worse. And then I'm also, the last video, so in 2 weeks from today, we're going to talk about the energetics of what perimenopause and menopause mean, and it's it's just going to be something to kind of think about, something to kind of explore while you're going through this pivotal time. And I think that just these 3 videos are going to have a lot of really juicy information that I think can be really, really helpful in supporting you as you're going through this very major pivotal change, and help you do it with as much grace and ease and self-love as you possibly can, and get on the other side of it and just blossom. And that is my goal with this trilogy of videos for this month of July 2021. Okay, so please like, subscribe, share, turn on the notification bell, and comment below, and support my channel. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. All right, take really good care.